Welcome again to my tens and tens of friends. It is me, Teacher TJ. Today I am living on the edge. I have my glasses on. Let's see how long that works because we all know the ring light takes me through it. Um, I have clipped the microphone to my shirt. Let's see how that goes because I have not had a lot of luck with that, but I'm here, right? Today we are rewinding, reviewing Abbott's Elementary Season 1, Episode 8, Step Class. And let's get into it. So it starts off with Melissa bursting through the doors, and of course, they're all in their favorite spots, the teacher's lounge. The best teacher's lounge I've ever seen was at Woodland Child Care Development Center. That's a shame. I hope I said that right, but I used to work there. Baby, it was nice. It was comfortable. It was cozy. It had a TV in there. They had remodeled it. Shout out to my uncle Andre. He had remodeled it. If he doesn't do anything else in right, he's going to build some stuff, which seems fair because he's good at tearing some stuff down. But at Woodland, there was a fully stocked kitchen and we appreciated it greatly. I heard someone on this here internet say food is not a gift for your employees. And I say, hey, speak for yourself. I want the t-shirts, the sweaters, the massages, the gift cards, and food. Yes. Of course, I want my check at the end of the week, but I want it all. Let me get all that. So the show starts with Ava walking into the break room with them. She has on a black and white polka dot shirt, button down shirt with a black leather skirt. And yes, it's tea, like Ava dresses. I love her fashion. One thing about teaching is your attire. Your attire should be is tricky for the girls who are hippie or who have curves and stuff because what may look one way on them may not look the same on us. So for me, my go-to attire is leggings, joggers, t-shirts, fitted shirts, and scrubs. I wear scrubs as a teacher. I wear a lot of dresses, and when the occasion calls for it or I need to jump cute, I will definitely put on some slacks and a button-down shirt. A great deal of my clothes can be taken from classroom to club or cocktails with a few minor adjustments. I heard one lady call what I use to stay appropriate a butt cape. Okay. That thing be thangin'. So I wear jackets, sweaters, cardigans, and such. Not to mention I'm always cold, so I'm gonna have on that anyway. But although Ava is very inappropriate with the things that she says, I feel like her clothes be appropriate. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. Anyhow, Melissa lets everyone know that she has another date with a guy in a uniform on Thursday, and Ava lets her know that Thursday is the sexiest day of the week. Melissa agrees. Jacob says Wednesday, and Barbara is going to go with the Lord's Day, which is Sunday. Mr. Johnson, of course, he loves Tuesday because it's trash day. Greg likes Friday because it's a cheat day, no cardio. What's the cheating if you're still doing something? Janine's silly self, she likes Monday because she gets to see everybody and everybody threw something at her because that was corny. I'm a fun-loving Cancer who has experienced a lot. So my favorite day is every day that I get to wake up, see my kids, and do what I love. I personally make the most out of every day. Tell me down in the comments what your favorite day is. So Janine is teaching some of the schoolgirls stepping to help give them structure, she says. Ava sees the flyer on the wall and says a lot of inappropriate stuff to remind us of why some of the teachers thinks that she's a terrible principal. But Ava actually is interested enough to participate in the school adventure with Janine. Ava says she stepped in college and she won all 6 years. I'm not going to judge hers. College was not 4 years for me either. The rest of the teachers hear about Ava volunteering to work with her, and they all tell her to be careful. And meanwhile, in the break room, the teachers are debating on who makes the best pizza. And for the most part, that is actually a real debate around many lunch tables, dinner tables, or wherever have you. I live in Indy now. I once lived pretty close to Chicago, which was Hammond, Indiana. So my favorite pizza was House of Pizza and State Line. I will go get House of Pizza every time I go back home. I like good sauce, tasty cheese, a thin crust with crispy edges. What's y'all favorite pizza? Drop it down in the comments. Greg says he like Baltimore style pizza. I'm not familiar what style pizza that is because he says he says it's kind of crunchy and they have to put cheese on it and stuff and then they soak it up and it's sopping. It's sopping pizza. To everybody, it sounds gross. Sopping, soaking pizza. Ava walks into the gymnasium for the step practice with burritos, with her belly out, after I done spoke about how her attire is usually on point. But I don't feel she's dressed inappropriate for the dance rehearsal because it's dance. I'm not saying what she's wearing is appropriate, but her belly is out. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Janine stops her and says they'll all throw up if they're eating before practice. Ava goes on to tell her that it's moments like that that helps them bond as a group. Janine insists on the girls warming up, and Ava is trying to get them not to work. Another day, back in the break room, everyone brought their favorite pizza to share. They offered Gregory some, but he doesn't want it because he only eats Baltimore-style pizza. And as luck would have it, Melissa drove 2.5 hours to get him some of this crunchy, wet pizza. He goes on and he grabs a slice and he's toying with the idea of actually putting his pizza in his mouth, and then he just throws it down like, okay, enough. He has to admit that he's disgusted with pizza and he just doesn't like pizza. Mr. Mr. Johnson hears him and he throws his mop down. He looks at him and says, "Son, what you say?" No, I don't think I heard you right, son. What did you say? The whole break room is in a frenzy because they just can't believe their ears. True story. I used to hate pizza. And that's how people would treat me, okay? But for a very long time, I don't think my mom actually bought pizza a lot or ordered it a lot. I don't remember that. But I do know that I did not really eat pizza a lot at home. I really don't know why. But I didn't go from loving it to hating it. But I do remember that one night, my mom let me spend a night at my friend's house. And the funny thing is, I never got to spend a night over anyone's house. I was so excited to spend a night over her house. And by the time that the pizza came, we were starving, okay? Because we hadn't, it was like, the pizza came we're super late, okay? I want to say it was 1 o'clock in the morning. We didn't eat. I was starving. So I ate too much and I ate too quick and I threw up. I was a child that never threw up. So I was like, nah, I'm good on pizza. And I never ate pizza again. And when I would tell people that I didn't want pizza, if they offered it to me, I didn't like it, they would react like, you don't like pizza? No, I don't like pizza. But after so many years of constant ridicule and judgment, finally I was like, fuck, okay, I will eat the pizza. My way of eating the pizza was to take the top off and just eat the sauce and the crust because really I didn't like pizza. But people was like, oh, you just got to be a weirdo and just different for your preferences. Which reminds me of who made the potato salad. But I don't know Jaleel White's character name. But he said he didn't eat bacon, and boy, they must have went off on him for hours. And yeah, it's like that when you don't like what everyone else is like. Apparently, bacon and pizza are two things that if you live in America, you gotta eat it. I don't know, but this episode had me hollering. Definitely gonna insert the clip on, at least parts of the clip, on how they berated that man for not eating bacon. Gregory goes on to explain why he doesn't like pizza. He actually only likes 4 or 5 different things. His palate is pretty much very bland. I can totally relate to that because as a child, I had a very basic palate. My sandwiches were literally only the bread, cheese, and meat. That's all I wanted. No mayo, none of the tomatoes, lettuce. I didn't want any of that. So I totally get having a bland palate, but that's kind of something that you grow out of the older you get. Um, like on a burger, I would only eat cheese and ketchup. That's funny thing is that's how my daughter eats. She eats the same way. Jacob asks Greg if he likes pie. Greg responds, fruit shouldn't be warm. Who could blame him? So basically, that's a no on that pie situation for him too. Barbara asks if he likes dry rubs since he doesn't like wet food and on his ribs, and he says no. Mr. Johnson just knows it. He just feels in his soul, so he shouts, "He doesn't like bacon." Melissa wants to know why and how he didn't like pizza. And I swear to people truly do absolutely freak out about your food choices. They're your food choices. It should be like, okay, she don't like pizza, bet more pizza for me. But no, people actually be like, you don't like pizza? What type of person? Anyway, Gregory feels the same. I can't say that I don't like pizza. So he doesn't say he doesn't like pizza. He just leaves the break room. In the gym, Ava and the girls are in a stepping class, sitting around while she's telling them some inappropriate story because if Ava doesn't do anything else, she's going to have something inappropriate to say. Janine walks in and they begin to step, but Ava doesn't like the routine, so she teaches them a new routine to Cardi B's up. Shout out to Cardi B. In Ava's routine, there was no routine or heck, not even any stepping. Janine tells Ava that we worked hard on this routine and the kids are going to be so disappointed if they don't get to do the routine. So they take a vote and they realize it's actually the opposite. They would prefer to do Ava's routine, which makes Janine sad. And she talks to Jacob. He tries to cheer her up, but it doesn't really help. Janine realizes the goal and goes to apologize to Ava. In the break room, Janine invites everyone to their step show, which she lets them know is choreographed by Ava, and not one of the teachers supports this idea. They all warn Janine that this is not going to end good, but good old Janine believes in Ava wholeheartedly. Who doesn't like pizza is eating his boiled chicken sandwich in the car. Everyone gathers in the gym for the step show, and just as suspected, Principal Ava lets everyone down. She's not going to be there and tells Janine to do it. Although Janine doesn't know the routine. None of the teachers are surprised, but the show must go on. Mr. Johnson steps in and entertains the crowd to buy Janine some time. Janine goes to find Ava outside the school, and Ava is in an IDGAF type of mood. And Janine finds this as an opportunity to tell Ava how irresponsible and selfish and sucky that she really is. At that moment, a car pulls up, and Ava has to speak with her grandma because she's had some type of episode, and she's basically her caretaker. everybody out there, make sure you're checking on your loved ones, especially for this time of year. Holidays can be depressing, and there's a lot going on in this world. So make sure you check on everybody, those with health conditions, those with mental conditions, or just even your strong friends, because again, there is a lot going on. In the gym, Mr. Johnson is still entertaining everyone. So Melissa uses that as an opportunity to speak to Gregory. She calls him the weird eater because he has isolated himself from the rest of the teachers. Melissa lets him know that we're all weird, okay? And basically, he has nothing to be ashamed about. Yeah, I've known since early on that I was weird, okay? And I've been cool with that. It's no big deal to me. I knew my eating habits were weird or different. I knew that my desire to not party was different. And I love being alone, and that's considered weird, and at least to everyone else. But I've grown to accept that I am my own individual. So what somebody else like, I don't have to like, because I am me and I am okay with that. After seeing what Ava had going on, Janine apologizes to Ava, and they come to an understanding. And then they go finish the routine, and it's actually really good. Ava is not the center of the routine. The routine is not inappropriate, and everyone is surprised. Gold star for Ava. The day ends, and everyone asks Greg if he would like to go out to get some pizza, and he just says, "Yes, I would love that," because nobody has time for the foolishness. Janine and Ava have a step off at the end of the show, and it's really cute. I really enjoyed this episode. Towards the end, we got to see a sentimental moment from Ava with her grandma, and it shows that she can actually be responsible, and I like that for Principal Ava. If you enjoyed this rewinded review, I would implore you to go and watch Abbott Elementary. The show is hilarious. It does not disappoint, and I am sure you will enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Shout out again to my tens and tens of friends. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And again, sharing is caring. So tell a friend to tell a friend to go to Level Up Stars and watch my content, because it's good, right? 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 Bye for now. Shout out to my tens and tens of friends. Gift is not a food for your gift. Food is not a gift for your employees. Appropriate. I don't know if that's my hair or my glasses, but it's tricky. Why some of the teachers thinks that she's a terrible teacher, principal. I didn't go from hating it to loving. I didn't go from loving it to hating it, but I do. It was like a project sleepover, okay? And I swear to you, truly, people truly do absolutely freak out about your food choices. So they take a vote, and I forgot to put on some chapstick. Her and says they'll all eat up. They'll all throw up. And Ava shows Janine their routine.